Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm your host Josh, aka Jantmor. Welcome to another installment of Jantmor interviews. Today I'm coming to you guys with the voice of Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe to Mortal Kombat X, Nation of Fallout 76. He's appeared in Agent Carter, Teen Wolf, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please get a rounding round of applause for the amazing Tom Choi? There we go.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? Good.
Before I ask any questions or say what I'm going to say, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. It is an absolute honor and a privilege to be able to speak to you today right now, and I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come speak with me. So thank you.
No problem.
One cool thing I found out about you, I was looking for things to talk about you with, was that you moved to Des Moines, Iowa when you were 4 years old from South Korea. What was that like?
I mean, obviously it was jarring. All I remember is having a bloody nose and them kind of rushing me off the airplane, I think, and they're trying to get that bloody nose taken care of. But yeah, that's it.
Do you remember much of your time in South Korea?
In South Korea, no, not at all. I just remember getting lost in these huge high-rise apartment buildings. It was like during the time, I mean, long story short, it was in Daegu, Korea, where they were just booming with these new apartment buildings and stuff because the whole, industrial revolution and stuff. So I just remember like getting lost.
I can imagine being your age at that time and looking around everywhere. Yeah. My first question to you is, what was your childhood like?
What was my childhood like? It was great for the most part. Huge open fields in Iowa. I mean, we lived in the city, but, it was like suburbia where there's just all this land behind you to play around, and people had all these dirt tracks, and it's great, childhood, but, it's still middle America in, the 70s and 80s. So there was some racism going on, and, classmates and older classmates would kind of jump on you every once in a while and bully you and things, but, it makes you stronger. But for the most part, everybody was great.
Yeah, I can really relate to that. Racism.
Why? Where did you grow up?
I was born in New York, but
Okay.
I'm in Georgia right now, so
okay.
You could imagine what's going on there. but yeah, no, I completely understand with that story, because New York and Georgia are very different. New York, you can't see the stars at all. Like, it's just a lot of smog in the sky, and then down here you can see the stars. And people act different. I mean, sometimes they act nicer, and then sometimes they act way meaner in a lot of ways. But it's nice down here for the most part. What type of kid were you in high school? Were you the quiet kid, the jock kid?
I was a class clown. I think I was a class clown. Yeah, always the friends with everybody. I didn't really have like a clique or anything, but just kind of friends with everybody. So,
yo, I can relate to you so much. Oh my goodness, I see a lot.
Wait, you were Korean in Iowa too?
No,
wow. No, just kidding.
no. But it's like when you say we've been through a lot of similar experiences. Like when you're talking about how you're the class clown and you were just friends with everybody, you just described me. That's me right now.
There you go.
It's really wild how you meet people. I meet people doing these interviews and stuff how are very similar to me. I'm just like, whoa, I'm seeing another side of myself. It's really, really cool. When did you decide that you wanted to enter the entertainment industry?
Well, that's interesting. It just goes right from high school. I mean, I remember I just, got into a drama there after watching a play, and I was like, I could do that. And it was just a good outlet for me to express myself and my individuality. So it started in high school.
Do you remember your first play?
Oh, yeah. It's actually, I think it was West Side Story. Yeah, it was like the Korean jet. I don't know if you're familiar with West Side Story, but the Jets and the Sharks, and the Puerto Ricans were the Sharks, and the Jets were the white guys. So technically, I guess I was in the white crew. So yeah, our singing was horrible, but it was fun, a lot of fun.
For me, I didn't do it in high school, but I did it in elementary school, where I did like tap dancing, and I've always been drawn to tap dancing and acting, because I did a play like West Side Story, but it wasn't West Side Story. I really can't remember what it was, but oh gosh, I hate that. But I do remember being in little plays and musicals here and there. It was a ton of fun. But
Yeah, come on out to LA. Georgia, Atlanta has a bunch of productions there. I shot a couple things there.
I mean, yeah, I live literally like a couple minutes away from where they shoot all the Marvel movies and Disney movies.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Probably, what is that studio?
Pinewood
yeah,
Studio.
Pinewood. Yeah.
But there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I live right next to. I don't know why I forgot. But yeah, Pinewood Studio.
What's his name? Taylor. Who's the big director, actor guy? Oh man, the black guy. He did all the Medea movies. Tyler Perry. Tyler
Perry. There you go.
Is that Pinewood or is that another studio?
That's another studio. He has his own studio down in Atlanta. So, yeah, but there's a lot of production inside here. I was talking to Tom Kane, and he was talking about how like Atlanta is the Hollywood of the South because of all the.
It really is. Stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What was your first big show or movie that you appeared in?
Well, that was interesting. I remember I came out here and I couldn't get anything, and then finally I got this cheesy TV show called Pacific Blue on USA Channel, and and it was like I thought I was gonna be a TV star. Like after that, I was on Venice Boulevard, a gun in my hand. You know, all the people were watching, all the tourists and everything. And then I had nothing for like 5 years, and then I got The Shield, and I had a small part in The Shield, like a really small part. And then the big movie was Minority Report. So that was an amazing time. So you know, working with Spielberg and Cruise and all that. So that was awesome. Yeah, check it out. I have like one line, and I'm in like 5 scenes if you look closely. But they needed me there on set all the time, so it was great. It was amazing.
You got to work with Steven Spielberg.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What is he like? That like when you think Spielberg, you think of like this massive like director, Jurassic Park.
No, I mean like you know the first day on set, he's like, "Okay, Tom," and he puts his hand on my shoulder in this scene, and I was like. I felt like all my dreams had come true in that one single moment. I had an out-of-body experience. I literally remember every little detail about that moment. I was downtown LA in this high-rise apartment building. If you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's where the guy gets killed. And I just remember like how the plans where we were standing. It was crazy. It was awesome.
I can't wait until that happens to me. Something like that. I mean,
hey, maybe soon.
Now, we're going to talk about this more, but voice acting. You've done a ton of voice acting roles, and I just wanted to ask, how did you get introduced to voice acting? How did that get?
Honestly, it just kind of comes with the territory when you're going out for auditions for acting, and so like your agent will kind of submit you, you know, on multiple things, and so you know the role of Mortal Kombat came in, and honestly, Mortal Kombat was one of the first things that I did for voiceover. And it was like, that was great. And like, they offered me one of the lead parts. So that was awesome.
Now we're going to get into the reason I brought you here. Obviously, you've done a ton of amazing roles, but I really wanted to talk to you about Liu Kang, one of my all-time favorite characters of all like media ever. And you're not, this isn't dissing anyone or like no one like be like, oh no, you're my favorite Liu Kang like voice actor, and that's just what it is.
Oh wow, thank you.
Gravitated to how you vocally perform that character, and the scenes you've had with that character are just moments that I long for in that character, and it's just really amazing. I was really upset when, oh gosh, in Mortal Kombat 11, when I found out that wasn't you, I was like, oh my god.
I know, and the guy who got the role was my friend, so or at least an acquaintance. So I was a little jealous of that, but I don't know. You know what happened? I think was I think they shifted producers, and I think earlier on they probably and I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but I think 2 people started it, Ed Boon and somebody else, and I think it just became Ed Boon later. When Mortal Kombat 11 came out. So I don't know the whole story. I'm happy for my friend, Matt Yang King, and who knows, maybe in the future they'll revisit me, but I moved on. I play another main character in another very hugely popular series. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. But I have been told that I am the favorite Liu Kang voice of all the voices, including the movies. So I'll take that.
Yes, and like I said, it was really like, but a lot of the voice actors from Mortal Kombat 11 got changed. Like, Scorpion got changed from Patrick to Ron, Ron does a good job. Joel. What's his name? Joel got changed early on though. He played Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 9 in the DC
Okay,
universe,
sure.
and he got changed to Steve Bloom. So
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot that goes on. But I really do want to know like what happened there, like why you didn't come back for the role of Liu Kang or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, part of me wonders if they wanted to go a little younger in their voice sounding because I know his voice isn't as deep. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just that some people have their favorites. It's a very tight industry where a lot of the same people, work. I'm just, I appreciate the fact that people have given me a chance, to be in part of the circle. But, that's just the way that, some people just get a chance to maybe put in their twist on it, and yeah, they have every right to.
That's how the industry works. I've spoken to a lot of people in the VA industry, and they talk about like that happens all the time. Like they're working on one project,
Yeah.
and the next, that's not them. It's someone different. Or
What has other people and on other characters that were in Mortal Kombat? What have they said that when they've been kind of changed over? What were their reasons?
Do you know what's crazy? You're the first one who I've spoken to right now who has spoken about like who's been on Mortal Kombat 9 that got changed, who remembers their experience on there. Because I spoke to Jeff Pilson, who did Johnny Cage. And he's a big musician, so I didn't really expect him to remember too much from that time of Mortal Kombat so long ago. But yeah, you're the first person I've spoken to.
The coolest part is on Teen Wolf, the series I was on, for 3 seasons. One of the main characters who plays the dad is oh my god, what can I remember his name? But he played the original Johnny Cage on the movie. Oh my god, how come I can't? Jesus, I'm drawing a blank. No, please. I'll remember it in a second. I don't know. I can't believe I can't remember his name. I'll remember it. But anyway, so yeah, it was great to Ashby, Lyndon Ashby.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. So and he's a fellow surfer friend, and so we got to know each other on set and stuff. So it's cool.
What is your history with Mortal Kombat before working on the video game?
The history of it? I mean, just playing the video game and watching the movie. I remember when I went to go see the movie with my friend. It was so like rave techno music as a soundtrack. Mortal Kombat. Like we were the only people in the theater because it had been out for a while. And I just remember we just got up and started doing it was just because it was so crazy. Like the whole premise of the movie was so crazy. So yeah, I have some history with that. So I was definitely a fan beforehand.
Yeah, I love the first Mortal Kombat movie, even though it's very, very cheesy. I still love that movie very much.
Yeah, but like that whole scorpion effect, get over here, and then the thing comes toward the screen. And honestly, like Robin Show, the original Liu Kang, like he was one of the. Think about it. Like back then, how many other Asian male actors were the lead of a movie? Like it was about him. So that to me was awesome.
Absolutely, more diversity in film is very important to should be more of a mainstay in the industry, and we're starting to see that more, which is great.
All over the place, like with Minari, Stephen Young movie, like a ton of stuff. It's great. I just wish I was 20 years younger so I could, stay in the running for those lead roles.
Yeah,
it's all right. I'll play the dad.
Here's hoping to more come your way. I know you're looking at your IMDb. I always say IMDb. I don't know. IMDb.
Everybody does, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in the Red Notice as a captain.
And I shot that in Atlanta. So at Pinewood. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's really exciting. Who did you audition for besides Liu Kang for Mortal Kombat 9? Or was that the only character you auditioned for?
Yeah, that was it. I mean, they just sent me that one, and that's all I auditioned for, and I got that one. So, and that was the big one. So, yeah.
What was your reaction to being cast as Liu Kang?
I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I was like, wow, I get to play like a really iconic character. So it was really cool. Yeah.
What is your favorite moment voicing Liu Kang from any of the games you've been in?
I mean, take a big stab at like if you were voicing Liu Kang and someone said, okay, now you do this part. What do you think the part is like the funniest and the craziest? I mean, think about his moves.
Oh, the
bicycle
kick.
Yeah.
You did that?
It was so funny. And then it came to that part, and then the director in the VO booth was like, okay, Tom, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but we want you to like say a whole bunch of real words and sentences very, very fast because that's our impression of what Liu Kang does when he does the bicycle kick. Obviously, when you play the video game, all it is like that, right? But they had me do it where it was like these words, and it's like just make up a whole bunch of words. So I was saying stuff like, "Okay, you better get over there," because I was trying to mimic that pattern, and they didn't use it. I mean, it was too far removed from what it really sounds like. You can't really go and deviate from the iconic sound, but it was just really fun to give it a try and like, you know, their take on what that bicycle kick would really sound like.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Oh
yeah. Yeah, that's like one of those inside tidbits that's pretty fun. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I think I thought they would they reuse it all the time, but you know sometimes they change it. Like Scorpions, get over here.
Yeah.
It's like because it's mainly Ed Boon who says get over. You know.
Yeah.
He's one of the coolest to do it. But sometimes they change it. Like Ron said, "Get over here," and I think Patrick did, or I can't remember exactly. It was either Patrick got to say it too, or it was just Ed Boon. But that's just so cool. Learning the sound effects, like Raiden's, like gosh, when he's like flying and his electricity comes, like something like that. The sound effects of Mortal Kombat are just so hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, and that's what we have to do in the booth. It's pretty, you know, it's crazy. I mean, they save it to the end because you basically lose your voice at the end of it. But you know,
yes. Yeah. What characteristics in Liu Kang do you see in yourself?
What characteristics? Huge muscles and long hair. There you go. That's what we share. I don't know. I mean. I don't know what characteristics. I mean, the guy's very goal oriented, so I guess that's me. You know, he comes back from the dead. I guess that's me too. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess the coolest thing is that he's the lead. So you know, my ego loves that, obviously. Like, so I guess I can share that the fact that you know I feel like a very important person. So.
Someone, I even agree with this. Someone in the comments said, "Raiden did you so dirty." In MK9, he's basically a villain.
Yeah.
When he what was it? He I remember that scene too. He electrocuted you when you were trying to. I think he was trying to kill Shao Kahn or something. I can't remember. I haven't played the game in so long, but I do remember that scene because I'm like, Raiden, what are you doing? You killed Liu Kang. I was so mad too. I was like, ugh. Well, obviously he did come back in the zombie form.
Yeah.
About the Mortal Kombat movies, because obviously there's a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out. Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah. I have. It's really cool.
Okay, and I really wanted to talk to you about that movie. What are you looking forward to the most in that film?
I think the iconic moments. You know, there's been like, did you ever see that fan fiction YouTube one where they like it was
Mortal Kombat Legacy? I think it was called.
Yeah, something. It had like. Oh God, Jerry Ryan in it. It had Brian T in it as Liu Kang. Remember that one?
I haven't seen that one.
It was pretty well done, but you know, it's really about like just keeping true to the true storylines and stuff. I hope it's really bloody because I mean, if they just did a movie where it's just tons of blood and guts and limbs torn apart, and the music in the background and all the classic phrases, I think everybody would be happy. Who cares about story?
All right, and hey, I've been listening to the directors.
My friend's Drawn Wally says I should have been in the movie. I agree, but again, it's one of those 20 years too old things. So,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, or 20 years too early, because then if you want to play those older characters, I don't know, whatever. I think it was filmed in somewhere in freaking South Africa or something. Anyway.
It's one of the set pieces was shot in a coal mine in Australia, which was insane. But directors and producers were talking about the movie, and they're like, Mortal Kombat, this movie is going to be is R-rated, and there's going to be fatalities. And we saw one where Kano was at the end, where he put his hand through someone's chest and ripped his heart, and he's like, Kano wins, and said his line. So there's going to be a ton of that, and I'm just really excited to see Joe Towslem as Sub-Zero and Hiroyuki Sanada. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, Hiroyuki Sanada, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Yes, that's Scorpion. So I'm just really looking forward to what they can do.
Wait, he's Scorpion? You just gave that away? Or did they show that in there?
They showed that, yeah.
Not with the yellow out, no, but not with the yellow outfit though, right?
That
Or did
was
they?
him, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
That was
yeah, I'll have to watch it again. I didn't realize he was playing Scorpion. That's
Oh,
cool.
really? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's him as Scorpion. Instagram is so annoying because I would have shown you the clip of it because I had the clip saved in my phone to show
Okay.
like voice actors and stuff, but they took the thing away. They took a bunch of features away. They have to. I guess it's just in beta, the live rooms thing. You can't like do a bunch of stuff, but yeah, he was Scorpion. I'm really excited. I got to speak to Cabal in that film too, so I'm just really excited for the film in general.
Cool. Yeah.
Would you be open to coming back to the MK franchise someday?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. If they'll want me, for sure. Yeah.
I've been keeping up
and
with
I hope that door's still open. You know. Yeah. So Ed Boon, if you're listening, Ed Boon, you know, listen to my voice. You know,
you
missed.
You worked with Ed Boon?
I might have. I mean, he was, you know, the creator of it. So, you know, hopefully, you know, him and his co-creator. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, absolutely. Please have me back. No hard feelings.
I wanted to talk about this because this is really interesting. I didn't know you were in Fallout 76 as Night Shin. That's really cool. So, how did that opportunity come your way?
I think I just auditioned for that one. Yeah. And then they just called me and they were all secretive about it. And I was like, okay. And they're like, we'll need you for a few days. And I'm like, oh, a few days. Okay. Well, that's a good sign. Usually you can, you know, you're in and out in 2 hours, you know? So, I'm like, that's a pretty good sign. And then you know, you get these little hints though, right? Because the lines you're reading and you're like, all right, let's see. And I wasn't super familiar with it, to be honest with you. You know, I knew it was a huge game, but, so, you know, I was like, okay, what's Appalachia? And then I was like, okay, what are these things? And then finally you just type it in, you Google it, and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. So yeah, that was great.
I don't know if you're aware about the situation with Fallout 76, but that game gets a ton of hate.
Yeah, I read all of that, yeah. Okay. But they're saying great things about it now, obviously, yeah. Right? I don't know, you tell me.
I've been keeping up with it, but obviously the game isn't as talked about as it was. Cause I remember when I was like on my YouTube feed, there were like video after video talking about some Fallout 76 is broken, it's garbage, loot boxes, trash, garbage.
Yeah.
And I heard too much about it. The game people are hating on now is Marvel's Avengers. So I'm hearing.
Oh, they're hating on that, really?
Yeah, and that bums me out a little bit because I was actually looking forward to that video game. But apparently, there's like a ton of bugs, a ton of broken promises that the developers aren't keeping on their end of things, and it's really sad. When I hear about games, I'm like looking forward to that get like a ton of, like Cyberpunk 76.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and
that one got clowned on. Jeez.
Yeah, I wish they would have pushed it back or something, but people kept bugging them. It's people's fault. If people would have just waited, we would have gotten a better game. But
is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, there was Cyberpunk 76. They kept saying, "Hey, we're gonna release it this month," and then they're like, "Oh, we have to push it back," and they kept on saying that. So I get why people were like, "Why don't you just release it already?" But there had to have been a reason for them to keep doing it. So obviously, we saw the reason. They had a ton of stuff to finish. So, what character do you wish you would have gotten the chance to voice?
Oh, that's a really good question. A lot. You know, there's a ton of characters. You know, I did a scratch track for the new Raya, the Last Dragon movie that's coming out for Disney, and unfortunately they went with Daniel Day Kim to basically replace me. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. Obviously, it's Daniel Day Kim. But that was an amazing experience. It would have been awesome to, you know, have stayed with that character. Video game characters. I mean, let's be honest. I can't really complain. I mean, Liu Kang's one of the probably top 30 iconic, you know, leads in a video game, right? And then I'm doing another one in, you know, Fallout. Are you talking about video games or anything?
Yeah, video games, stuff like that.
Video games. I would have loved to have been in Mass Effects. I love Mass Effects. Maybe not Andromeda as much, but I loved that series. Halo would have been great. Resident Evil would have been cool, but they didn't have too many characters in that. So these are all games I played. Call of Duty, obviously, it's huge. You know, let's see. I mean, those are a bunch already right there, you know, all the iconic big ones. What else is there? Yeah.
It's like everything. Like this is a game for everything.
Yeah, there
Street
is.
Fighter, stuff like that.
Oh,
Um,
Street Fighter, yeah. You know, Ryu. Ryu would have been an awesome character to play. E Honda. I could be E Honda.
yeah.
Hoi! Just anyway.
I just love how we're having the back and forth. It's really cool. How do you like? What do you focus on more, voice acting or acting?
Well, first, I have a question here. When doing voiceover work, are actors asked to improvise lines? Not really. You can do a little flourish. You can do like a little, you know, like if the line is, "Hey, get over here," you can be like, "Hey, I, yeah, get over here," something like that, where you can like. But you know, they want to get to the action, right? So, anyway, I just wanted to answer that question. And what was your question?
Do you focus more on voice acting or acting?
I both. I mean, I'm auditioning probably 3 to 4 times a week with auditions from my own recording, you know, at home. Auditions wise for TV and film. That's why you have agents. You just get them in when you can. The booking ratio is very, very tough for the voiceover industry. So I am very fortunate that I was able to get anything because it's a very, very tight community. And you know, for those who get a lot of roles, good on them. You know, they obviously have some sort of quality, and I'm always a student. You know, I'm always a student, and I'm always learning. So you know, there are a lot of people who get a ton of stuff. It's almost like they're the go-to, and so you know, that's what you compete with.
Yeah, there's a lot of like mainstay like industry people, especially in voice acting. You have your Steve Blooms, your Ron Palmers, and stuff like that. Like for acting, who's a popular actor? Robert Downey Jr. I don't know, throw him out there, but you know what I mean. You have a ton of popular actors out there in the world, so yeah, it is a tough business. So that would lend into my next question: is how do you deal with rejection and failures in this industry?
Honestly, you literally, your brain, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say this, your brain literally forgets immediately after you put in the audition. There's no such thing as rejection. It's just, you put in your work and you forget about it. And if you get called, it's literally a surprise. It's always like, oh, they do? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. And that's how you have to do it, because otherwise you will, you know, basically throw yourself into the ground. I mean, there are obviously some that are bigger projects that might be like career changing that I'll be very disappointed with because I let my expectations get up. But that's exactly why you can't do that. You know, there was a Doogie Howser reboot in Hawaii that I auditioned for, and I was like crushed when I didn't get it, because it was like, you're a surfer, I'm a surfer, the character's a surfer, I'd be in Hawaii for 6 months, this and that. And, you know, it went to, what's his face, Jason Scott Lee. Perfect choice, obviously, you know, so you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I get that too, where I was watching an interview with, I don't know if you know who this is, but Johnny Young Bosch, who's like a really big voice actor. He was talking about Thundercats. He auditioned for the role of the Thundercats.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
2013, and he was talking about like how he loved Thundercats as a kid, and he really hyped himself up. And then when he auditioned, he was noticing that he was like messing up the audition because he hyped himself up like so much, like, and that messed him up a lot. So obviously he didn't get it, but that happens a lot of times when you boost yourself up, and even in real life that happens when you hype yourself up so much that it could get in the way. So you always want to keep it level, you know.
You're too young for Thundercats, though. Do you know Thundercats?
Yeah, I have it in my box right there. Like,
oh, you do? Okay, old DVDs, you say? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I love the Thundercats. That was an amazing, amazing cartoon.
Yeah, my brother hates it, but I love it. But that's kind of reminds me of me when I was growing up, because when the Transformers movie came out in 2007, my mom, before the movie came out, she showed me the original 80s cartoon, and I hated the cartoon.
Really?
I did not like it at all. Yes, I didn't like it. I don't know why. Then when Michael Bay's movie came out, I loved the movie. Then I went back to watch that cartoon, and I fell in love with the cartoon and Transformers as a whole.
You do know that Transformers the movie is probably one of the best animated films of all time. Have you
Yes,
seen
I
that
love that
one?
movie. Yes, I love that one. I saw that one.
It's
But I didn't see it
amazing.
but I didn't see it until the Michael Bay movie. I saw the Transformers the animated movie after the Michael Bay movie because I had to watch this the seasons.
Yeah.
And I remember crying when Optimus Prime.
Yeah, exactly. This one, it's like classic Joseph Campbell style storytelling. It's like right up there with. I mean, I know this sounds horrible, but like Star Wars and like Transformers, the movie is seriously. It's like that, you know, with Rodimus Prime rising up and stuff. Dude, that movie's amazing.
It really is. It deserves a lot more credit.
Yeah.
Like I don't really cry a lot of times during like animated movies.
I know, but that moment was amazing.
It was perfect. It was very perfect. And gosh, I hate the reason that they killed off all those characters. I remember.
Yeah, but that's why it's so amazing. Like, think about if you just killed off in the next Mortal Kombat movie, you killed off everybody. Like how, and you did it well. It'd be like, well, I mean, Mortal Kombat, everybody comes back to life, but you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
just execute it well, and people will definitely fall in love with it.
Exactly.
Another cool role that I found that you were in Agent Carter. Now, I'm a big Marvel fan. Obviously, I have a big Marvel poster, if you can see it.
What is it?
A big Generations poster with all like the Marvel characters.
Okay.
I have a Captain America poster up top here next to my Itachi poster. I love Marvel. When I found you in Agent Carter, I was really excited. So what was your experience like working on that show?
I'd rather not say. I mean, it was great working on the show. I was a couple episodes as the Doctor. And, you know, it was a fun scene to do. But there was a lot of drama on the set, let's put it that way. That show was on its way out, and there was a lot of drama on the set. I'll just leave it at that. So just being a guest actor on a show where everybody around you, there's a lot of tension, it's pretty tough. Same thing happened on Criminal Minds. It was like some tension on that show. So there's your inside scoop on Agent Carter, yeah. The fun story is that my doctor was named after Dr. Chung, who was the writer of the episode. Angela Chung, so she named my character after herself, so that was cool. Getting back to that one question you said, my biggest thing I would love to do is play Agent Wu, but I think that is being played by Randall Park in the Marvel universe. So that's one of my bigger things that I wish I would have had a chance to play is Agent Wu. But good for Randall, you know?
Yeah, obviously he's taking over the internet right now. I mean, I see videos about Randall Park's Agent Wu all the time. So I wonder what they're going to do with it next after what they did in WandaVision. Obviously,
you know what? I didn't see that. I still have to watch it. I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for Disney Plus. I will, because, you know, what I do is I don't tell anybody, but I wait till that the entire series finishes, and then I'll just get it for a month, and then just watch all the episodes and then cancel it again.
Hey, listen, that's fine.
I bet you a lot of people do that.
Listen, yeah, you know, a ton of people do that. So I know a ton of friends who do stuff like that. Yeah. One of my friends was like, you know what, Josh, I'm going to watch The Mandalorian, but I'm going to wait for it to finish, then cancel it when I'm done. I was like, okay, go ahead, have fun.
Yeah. If they were smart, they would make it so that it's a lot cheaper if you just keep it going, and then make it more expensive if you like hop back on. There you go. Anyway, yeah.
But that's really interesting to go back to the Agent Carter thing. We were talking about there was a lot of tension and drama. That, goodness, I'm not gonna say that's surprising to me because I've heard a lot of back talk stuff about some of the Marvel shows that were being made. Because there was a division in Marvel television for a while. I don't know if it's there anymore, but there is a division between Kevin Feige in the film department, and I don't know the guy's name. I can't remember what he was.
Who runs television?
He ran like Marvel television, like Agent Carter.
I don't remember.
Gosh, I'm gonna look it up. But Kevin Feige and him did not like each other in the slightest. He's the main reason that like Iron Man 3. The thing about Iron Man 3, I don't mean to go off on like a tangent, I'm sorry about that, but
no.
To talk about it was Kevin Feige, I believe, wanted the main villain for Iron Man 3 to be a female. And the guy in the television department who like advised some of the Marvel fans at the time was like, no, do not make her a female because she won't sell toys. Make her a guy, and he had to change it. So you can see why there's a little bit of friction between those two.
Yeah.
He was the lead. Hold on, it wasn't Jeff Lowe because, but yeah, when I find it, I'll tell you about it. But he was the lead developer, and there was a ton of friction. So I know there's so much friction between those two sects for a while there. But obviously, since everything is going to Disney Plus, and there's excuse me, a ton of stuff like off of Hulu and Netflix now that Marvel has most of the rights to the characters now. Marvel just a few weeks ago got the rights back to make Jessica Jones or Punisher TV shows again. So now they have the rights to all the Netflix characters. Okay. So now they can make a ton of content over there. But yeah, I know you can't talk too much about the drama on set, but
I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, actors leaving and all that stuff, and the show ending, and people just wanting their own way. It is what it is.
But now we're gonna go into the fun part of my interviews, which is called Weird and Wacky, which is a 1-minute segment where you have a minute to answer random questions. No one has gotten 15 questions, but the person who's come the closest and is the new champion is Mr. Simon Norfleet, who has answered a record of 14 questions.
Okay, so faster the better. Faster the better?
Yeah.
Faster the better. Okay, here we go.
All right, I'm about to start the 1-minute timer in 3, 2, 1. Longest time period without taking a shower.
72 hours camping.
Worst food you've ever eaten.
Ooh, stinky tofu.
Dumbest thing you did as a kid.
Poop my pants.
Food. Would you rather eat 1,000 beetles or 1,000 snakes?
1,000 beetles.
Favorite movie.
Glory was one of them, and then Casablanca.
Favorite video game.
Ooh, Fallout 76.
A television show you wish you were a part of.
Oh, good one. I don't. That's a good one. Mandalorian.
Superpower you wish you had.
Superpower. Flying.
One quote you would say to your younger self.
Don't worry about it. Just everything we get. Go.
Boom.
That's it.
All right.
Dang it. You stopped a few times. You paused a few times.
Because I was taking off. But no, you got
like 7, 8.
Around.
Oh well.
Yeah, around there. It's
it's not like I would have won anything anyway.
No, wait, no. Kill us, no. But you did the better than the average person usually does. They usually get to like around like 6 or 7. So you did good. You did really good.
I like that part. That's good. I think everybody would like that. So keep doing that. There's a question that just keeps hanging out, so I'm going to answer it. What was your favorite show acting in? Well, Minority Report obviously was the movie because it was my first big movie. TV show was honestly like I was on this show called Bizarre Park on Disney Channel, and it was just really nice because I played like a full character on a sitcom for multiple episodes, and so that was really nice. But you know, they all have their perks.
They Thirsty for Chicken's really been keeping up. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He told me it was 8, so you got 8. But I will say there was human error. There was a little bit of human error, so y'all should attack me in the comments. Go crazy. But last question to you is before I ask my last question, I just want to say thank you so much again. It's really been an honor again to talk to you and know you more. I'm really excited about doing this because, like I said, favorite Liu Kang. I grew up with your Liu Kang, so my first time. I got to tell you this. My first time playing Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 9. It's the first time ever playing Mortal Kombat, and then I went backwards to play all the older games. So I was raised on your Liu Kang, so you're my
nice.
So just thank you so much. I really hope you've been enjoying your time here, and So
you know what, Judge? This was great. I've done these before, and a lot of times they can be boring and this and that. You did an amazing job, so this is a pleasure for me to do. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
My final question to you is, what is your current message to the world during these current times that we live in? Obviously, we're living in a global pandemic. Laws are being made, things are changing around the world. What would you say to people who are in need of hope?
First of all, thank you Thirsty for Chicken for always commenting on this, being really great. Um, you know what? Honestly, like there needs to be healing, and I know that sounds cheesy, but I think the best thing, and this is what I'm going to do, is once this COVID things gets over and everything, and we start meeting people and interacting with people in restaurants and movie theaters and everywhere else without our masks on, is that give people a chance. Does that make sense? Give people a chance, because I get it. There's 50% in this category and 50% in this other category, but everybody is basically a human being, and maybe a few things are, very opinionated, but in general, no one wants to be hateful. People want to, like each other. So give people a chance, adhere to those parts, and who knows, maybe you will slowly convince somebody to change their minds about those little things that you have disagreements on. But that only comes about if you give people a chance. The more you know, after school special message.
The more you grow.
The more you grow. There you go.
That was awesome, Tom. Yeah, thank you. I love ending my interviews off with that question. I feel like it's very important, especially nowadays with everything going on around the world.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of people listen to that message and take it from there. But guys, that was my last question. Unless you guys have anything, a real quick thing to ask Tom. Tom, is there anything you want to plug before you head out?
Plug? What do I want to plug? Fallout 76, buy the game. I'm doing some more. There's the inside scoop. I'm doing some more voices on it, so that means it must be doing well. What else is there? Red Notice is coming out soon on Netflix, so stay tuned for that. What else have I done recently? That's it. So,
are you okay? Now I want to know this. Are you under NDA for anything?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't talk about anything script related with Fallout 76. Red Notice. In general, you shouldn't talk about anything other than the fact that you are in something. You know what I mean? Like, so. And I had to get the clearance. And I asked the production. I was like, "Hey, can I say I'm Night Shin?" And they're like, "Okay, you can say that, but that's it." So.
Thank you guys so much for joining. And Tom, have an amazing day, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Peace, guys.
Bye.